Hey, Mrs. Smith, I am having a lot of trouble with these acids and bases. I understand some of the basic concepts, but I don't understand many details.
Well, what seems to be the problem?
I don't understand all of the properties of the two, and what makes them different.
An acid is a chemical compound with a pH lower than 7. It has many distinguishable properties that differentiate it from a base. First, acids are generally sour to the taste, although you should not taste them unless you are familiar with what it is. Acids also neutralize bases in a reaction and release hydrogen ions into aqueous solutions. They turn litmus paper to red and corrode active metals. A base is pretty much the opposite of an acid. They are very bitter to the taste, have a pH of more than 7, turn litmus paper blue, and neutralize acids in a chemical reaction. They also have a slimy feeling to the touch, conduct electricity well, and dissociate ions.
Well, I guess I understand their properties, but how are they used? What are some examples that I would find in everyday life?
Acids are commonly used in the food industry in products such as salad dressing and sodas. They are also often seen in car batteries and for neutralizing bases. Bases are quite common in household appliances such as toothpaste and many cleansers.
I understand that if the pH is over 7, it is a base, and if it is under 7 it is an acid. But what exactly does that mean?
Well, it really just measures the acidity or basicity of a solution, based on how much hydrogen ions are in the solution. For example, a lemon would have a very low pH, while a bleach would have a very high pH.
I think I am starting to get it, but how do you determine the pH of a substance?
Well, as I explained earlier, litmus paper can be used to determine whether something is an acid or base. All you have to do is insert the paper into the substance and match the color to a chart. Once you find the closest match, you have the pH. It is a rather easy process.
Aside from the properties, what really makes an acid an acid?
According to the classic definition, acids are substances that yield hydrogen ions as the only positive ion when mixed with water. For example, hydrogen chloride is an acid.
What about bases?
Well, a base is simply a substance whose water solution yields hydroxide ions as the only negative ions.
What is a Bronsted-Lowry acid, or base?
A Bronsted-Lowry acid is an acid that can donate a hydrogen ion. A Bronsted-Lowry base is a base that can accept a hydrogen ion.
What is the difference between strong and weak acids?
Acids and bases may be very strong or weak. Strength refers to how well an acid or base separates into ions in water. In a strong acid, most of the molecules break up into solutions. In a weak acid, fewer molecules break up into ions. A strong acid is an acid which dissociates almost completely when dissolved in water, to produce a high concentration of hydrogen ions. A weak acid is an acid which partially dissociates when dissolved in water, to produce a low concentration of hydrogen ions.
What about strong and weak bases?
A strong base is a base that dissociates completely into a metal ion and hydroxide ion in aqueous solution. A weak base is a base that dissociates only slightly in aqueous solution.
Wow, thanks so much for your help. I am really starting to understand it.
No problem. I'm glad you came in for help. See you tomorrow. The end.